Hey guys, SmartNinja000 here. Today we are going to be working on the Slowness map with SmartNinja0. Wasn't that such a cool intro? We put way too much time into that. Now we've done a lot off camera. I mean, we have finished the Spleef map, and we have started working on the Dropper map. Okay, so here's the plan. SmartNinja0 is right now looking up great things for good ideas to build, just getting some creativity. You can see we built lots of stuff. We have these cherries, we have this watermelon, we have that Pokeball, we have a villager house, we have this glass pane, we have this Pac-Man, we have this dinosaur, we have this tree, we have this tongue face, we have a ghast, we have Mario pipe, which is actually where you'll end up going, and we have a rocket. Barrier. Now, what's funny actually is the barrier. You can't actually go through the barrier, which is kind of cool. Now, you might think, oh my gosh, this is so impossible. Now, you might think that, but you're wrong, because... remember to build stuff lower, because we need to have it really compact. Because, if I give myself the slowness effect, I fall this slowly. I can adjust the speed at which I fall, which is really overpowered. Now, in this case, I actually would have died here. Now, you might be thinking, oh, if you fall slow, you won't take fall damage. You actually end up taking more fall damage. Not sure why, but I think it's based upon how long you are in the air. But here, if I still fall slowly. I couldn't even go slower than this. This is probably the fastest you will fall in the game. I think it's probably going to stay but here, if I missed it. Oh. Oh my gosh, I am really bad at this. Oh, I'm so good at this. Oh no, I missed. You can see you do take fall damage. Now, I'm going to make it so it does kill you if you have a block underneath you. It'll be a little bit tricky, but basically, yeah, you will die. So I'm going to start with first off, I'm going to mimic a lobby. The lobby will not actually look like this, but I'm going to mimic one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give myself a command block, and I'm going to add a scoreboard. So scoreboard, objectives, and we're going to call this game, and it will be a dummy objective. This will choose which three of the games you want to play. So we're going to set that to the side. Now we're going to put a nice little representation just for us of which games are which. So we're going to put TNT for the TNT run game. We're going to put shovel for that, and I need TNT still. Okay, so this will just represent it, and now we're going to need our item frame. Item frames. Now remember, this is actually in 1.12. We're doing it in 1.12 since I pushed back the release date. So we're going to have Spleef be game 1. Now, they won't actually know what that there are numbers representing which game. And we will have TNT run be we'll have Dropper be number 2. And we will have TNT run, which is actually not TNT run, be number 3. Now we're going to put buttons on it. And we're going to get this command. So what we're going to do is we're going to set, so scoreboard objectives set. We're going to need an armor stand to represent what game is being chosen. So we're going to summon an armor stand. We're going to give it a tag. We're going to call this game. Alright, let's just tag equal game to game. This will be 1. Now we're going to copy this. Oops, this will be 2. We're going to copy, and we already have it copied, and then this will be 3. So now scoreboard objectives set. Let me look at this real quick. Alright, it's players, not objectives. Objectives is used to add or remove objectives. Players is used to change the value. So that's my little mistake. I do that all the time. It's a pretty easy mistake, but it is pretty important. So now 1, 2, 3. If you're wondering what those numbers on the other side of the screen are, that is the Uuid, which was basically Minecraft's new way of detecting entities. The reason they switched it over to the Uuid was the change of, with the ability to change names, they need a way to keep track of player bans and what permissions you have and all that good stuff. So it was switched over to Uuid when name changes came out. Since we know that's working, we're going to remove that scoreboard from the sidebar. And to do that, we just write scoreboard objectives to set display sidebar. Now we're going to set it back to spleef because that's what we're going to be working on. And now we're going to need a start. So we're going to add a start objective with scoreboard objectives add start. And that will also be a dummy objective. Dummy objective means it doesn't rely on anything. They're probably the most used objectives. Now there's stat, and this is used for like .minecraft or minecart walk or like stat.sneak time. It's just used to keep track of your stats, which you can find in your statistics. Which is just really nice if you want to detect if a player is sneaking, if they placed a block, broken a block. It's got everything. And now we need to set a. Now this is pretty easy. We just copy this command and we're going to set it to 1, and that is start. We're going to keep with that. And now we are going to represent starting, we are going to put a light on it. And we'll put a stone button, just so we know. And just even to make it even better. Now this can be moved anywhere. This is not going to be our lobby. It is not going to be this ugly with you being able to see everything. In fact, even the spleef arena is going to be put inside a barrier of some sort to prevent you from getting out. Now, you'll be able to break certain blocks, but for the walls, which will probably be like wood, you won't be able to break those, in which case you won't be able to get out. And then you fall down. We don't want you out in the open being able to see everything, because then you might see, first off, the actual structure, because it is going to be copied. I think we're going to switch over to the clone command instead of the structure blocks, just to make it a little bit nicer for me. Okay, so now we need to get our command block line out. So how we're going to do this is we're just going to we're going to put it right here. This is where all our command block stuff is going to be. Remember, this is not the lobby. The lobby will probably be up in the sky a bit. So now we want to do. Alright, so now we want to. You know what? We're going to change the way the start is detected. Okay, so now we're going to set this block to be redstone block, and that will just actually activate this little line. Okay, while we have done basically nothing, SummerNinja0 has finished this ladybug. So that's pretty cool. Now back over to what we're doing over here. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a nice little redstone line, and this is going to be how the game starts up. Basically, when you press this button, doesn't matter where it could be, but this will set this block to be redstone block. Then we will activate every single piece of code we need to detect what game you're playing and set up everything to start that game. Once that starts up, then what we're going to do is then we're going to set this block back to stone. Now, we have a couple different options for this, but I think the easiest one will be once the game is started, based upon this score, we're going to start another thing. So I think we're actually only going to need 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All these are extra. The reason we're using 4 and we only have 3 games is 1, to set this to stone. So if I just activate this, let me just add a random command. So say works. We got a thing that said works. So now this did not actually set it to stone, and that is because we need to make these always active. These are chain blocks. The way chain blocks work is if this one activates, then this one will activate, then this one, and this one, and it just goes in the order. So now if I set this back to stone because it's already powered, if we try this again, we will get a say works, which is really nice, and we know everything works. Okay, so we're only going to start with spleef, and what we're actually going to do is, again, this is all command block stuff down here. The thing will be up there. We're going to build it over here. Well, we're going to put a distance of about 5 blocks in between, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just so that way we have lots of extra space for command blocks. Obviously, I doubt it will take this many, but you never know. Some of them, like dropper, will be pretty easy because we'll just have a small timer, and then the floor will open up and you have to drop through. And then if you die, you just respawn up there. But something like spleef, we need to have a timer so you slowly get better tools. Now, spleef is the first one. So this is going to, then we're going to go back to doing this stuff. Now I'm actually going to switch it up just a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier. We have fewer entities. So grass, or snow should represent spleef. So, actually if you write spleef, no. So, but we need snow to represent spleef. The reason we're using snow, even though it's not snow, is just because that is the default, what most spleefs are made of. And that's over here. We're going to use not TNT, just because we're worried that might blow stuff up. We're going to use sand, because sand is where you put the pressure plates on. That is the third one. And then lastly, for dropper, we're going to put pink wool. And the reason for that is because we're not going to use pink wool anywhere else. So then we come over here. So now, if someone were to come and try and figure out what's happening, they would see, oh, this wool, these are the same color, so they obviously do something similar, and this is the same, so they must do something similar. It also just helps me know where the command blocks are. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do, this is a nice little trick. We're going to do execute, and then we're going to do the tag, and that is game. Tag equals game. We're going to put tildes. Oh, but we're also going to do add something, and this is score equals, or no, score game min equal 1, score game equal 1. Now this represents the minimum and the maximum value. So we're testing for, we're executing as that, and then we're just going to set the block to stone. Now if I run this and set this to here, we should get a redstone block there. Let me break that just for demonstration purposes. I don't have to set it again. Oh, you know what? It did not work. Now we got an error in the command. So here's what we do. We just look at it. So it says fail to execute this as the armor stand. So we're going to try and run this, and that seemed to work. So we are going to do it again, and now we're going to teleport ourselves to this because apparently the block's being placed to these locations, just so we know exactly where we're getting. I believe that was 4. So it is right here. Now we know we did something wrong because this is the exact same location as this, and that is not where we want. We want this location, so we're going to set block, redstone block, and we're going to copy that command, fly back over to this, and paste this back in again. And this is usually the easiest way to troubleshoot your problems with set block. And when you look at that, we have this working. Just to prove it, we're going to have this say worked. You can have it say anything. You can have it say lol. You can have it say hi. Just something so you know it works. And it didn't work again, so now I'm going to look at it again. Now I don't know why, but I keep accidentally pasting in the wrong command. I'm using the wrong coordinates. But we have the correct coordinates now. I'm going to set this to stone. And now, if we do this, we got it worked. So, if you have any problems, remember, just go through each command one by one. If you know something was working before, but now it's broken, then try and look at the newer stuff, or just turn off some commands and find out what's not working. Now, a little tip I like to do is put commands that I'm not using, or haven't put anything in. Just put some weird block volume. In this case, I'm using wet sponge because I know I haven't set up these two. But we will do that later. Now, what we're doing for the spleef game is we need a timer. So I'm going to add scoreboard objectives add, and I'm going to call it spleef timer. The reason and I'm going to make it a dummy. The reason I'm calling it spleef timer is just because I could use normal timer, but having something called spleef timer makes it a little bit nicer if I want to add a timer that maybe makes it so blocks fall faster in the TNT drop. Now I don't know why it's TNT drop, but it's not going to be TNT drop. It's going to be basically you're running on the blocks and slowly it disintegrates. But yeah. Now I'm working on this, and I realized I want to have some commands that only run once and some that always run. So I've added this little contraption, and I've made this slightly longer. In most cases, you'll want one where there's a clock and one where there's not a clock. Now this is we're going to set block stone. Now we're actually going to switch this to redstone block when we place it in. I've moved everything back a bit, and of course added our slimes. This command will run the clock, and then I'm going to copy this command, paste this command in, copy this command, and change this to redstone block. Now if I run this, I'm sorry, you'll notice this was also set. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. But before we do that, we're going to get an update. We have this beautiful potion, and already working on something else. I think this is an emote. We have that emote, but now we're getting another one, which is awesome. He's doing a really great job. It's really nice to have a helper for maps, so I definitely recommend having someone help you. Even if you can't get a server, you can always open your world up to LAN and have your friend or sibling play in an alt and help you. Now this is pretty easy what we're going to do, but basically we're going to scoreboard objectives list. Now we call it spleef timer, and we're going to scoreboard objectives add at a spleef timer 1. Now if I do scoreboard objectives set display sidebar spleef timer, this will actually look nicer because it formats players. It's players. Why do I keep messing that up? And I also can't spell. It formats to not your UUID, but your name. So that will look nicely. Now you will notice this going extremely fast because this is happening 20 times a second as long as there's no lag. Now usually ticks TPS or ticks per second. It goes up to 20. If you're lagging, it can go all the way down to like 3. So, but there's no good timer unless you're using World Border. World Border is based off of the computer clock. Now we are not putting that much effort into this. This does not need a World Border clock, and if you're making a map, you probably don't. If you're doing the speedrunning map, then definitely World Border suggested. But you can notice about every 1,000 seems about good. Now the easiest way to find it out is there's 20 ticks per second, so if whatever your time is. So we're going to go with, I think, a good 15 seconds, and you want to multiply that by 20, and there you go. So we're actually going to do 15 seconds, or 20 seconds for this first one, so 20 times 20, that's 400. So you will upgrade after 20 seconds from your wooden pickaxe to your stone. So how we're going to do that is we are then going to do /replace item entity, and now I am actually going to turn this off just because Smart Ninja is building right now and he probably does not want to have his main slot replaced. So add a and scores spleef timer, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to do equals 400. So if you're less than 400, we will we're going to do slot dot hotbar dot 0. 0 is first slot in your hotbar. We're going to Minecraft, and we're going to set this to a Minecraft shovel or wooden pick. Now, I don't actually think he's holding anything in his main hand, so or first slot. And now invalid argument. Oh, that's probably because I can't spell score. You know what? Let me just look at this. Score underscore. And it found nothing, so that means the command's working. We actually, now we're going to paste this in. Now, over here, we're going to add a command, which is scoreboard players set at a spleef timer to 0. Now, this will reset the spleef timer no matter what. Now, I have to break these blocks, actually. But here we should get a reset. And we are holding our pick. Now, once we are at... You can't actually get rid of it until I turn off the command block, or until we get above 400. So just wait a little bit more, and then we will be able to throw it out. If you throw it out, it will just keep coming to you. We're going to be doing a kill item command while this spleef timer is activated. And there you go. So let's get rid of those picks. So that's pretty much how it's going to be done. I want to turn this off while we're doing this because I don't think Smart Ninja Zero needs some picks while he's building. And of course we tested it once more again just to make sure it works perfectly. That's a very neutral face. So we are now going to get started by making all of our pickaxes. Now you'll notice we're not putting any values on the pickaxes. We're not giving it a damage value. We're not giving it anything like that. And the reasoning behind that is just because of the fact that we don't need to worry about that right now. We will definitely worry about that later, but right now, no, we don't need to. So now we're doing the min value, and to add that, you just do underscore min. Now this is maximum, and then the minimum. Now we are going to use, and we're going to copy it by pressing Control while holding your pick block, which is defaults to middle click, which is on your scroller. Now we have stone pickaxe. Next we're going to switch this to iron pickaxe, and this will be 1200, and this will be 8. Then we'll do 12 or 16, and this will be 12. And this is actually going to be an iron pickaxe, I believe, right? Let me check. We have done wood, we did stone, we did iron. Now this is diamond. And lastly, everyone's favorite. Now we don't need a maximum value, so we're just going to remove this bit because we don't want it so you can throw out your sword ever. And this is 2000. Kind of perfect, I think, right? It is 2000? No, it's 1600. Everything's set up correctly, so 12 to 800 to 400. And now if you are above 16, you get your everyone's favorite golden pickaxe. Golden pickaxes are the fastest pickaxes in Minecraft. Don't question me. Now we have to, of course, test this. So hopefully Smart Ninja Zero doesn't hold anything in his main hand because now we should get our pickaxes in a minute. Now you'll notice he got an advancement, isn't it, iron? That is because for a slight moment he did actually receive his iron pickaxe, then it reset. That is just because the order in which the command block is activated. We will upgrade our pickaxe in a second. You'll notice I still can't throw this out. And there we go. And it will still be happening. Then it will upgrade in a little bit longer. Let me actually get a kill item just in case he's throwing his... Yeah, he is. And there we go. And now we have switched to iron pickaxe. And in a little bit longer, we will switch to diamond pickaxe. Just a little bit more. We have switched to diamond, and now we just need to wait for gold. And we've gotten our gold pickaxe at 600 now. You guys actually didn't see that. I'm going to turn this off so we can get back to building, and I'm going to kill all the pickaxes he's here on the ground. And I'm going to have to do that again because he keeps throwing them. And that is pretty much it for pickaxe wise. And he's throwing more picks. Now, there is one other thing we want to do, and we wanted to give you slowness as it goes on. So it's called slow-mo, so everything's relating to slowness. So we're going to affect ourselves for slowness. FP stands for the closest player, which is me in this case. And we're going to give ourselves slowness, and we're going to give ourselves slowness 4. Now, you can still move with slowness 4, but now it's actually slowness 5. If I get an effect FP clear, which clears my effects, if I do slowness 2, this is the perfect example. I'll see slowness, and then if I do slowness 3, it will say slowness 4, and then if I do slowness 5, it just resets to slowness, because Minecraft doesn't like to go up to high values. So slowness 5, boom, perfect. Now to do this, we just have an effect, same times, slowness, and we are going to do slowness, and what we're going to do is we're going to do slowness, and it's going to be slowness. We're going to give ourselves 4 seconds of slowness, actually 6 seconds, that way it'll go down to 5, and it is slowness 1, which is actually slowness 0, and we want to make it so there's no particles, so hide particles, you add true to the end. Really sorry now. So I have slowness 1, hide the particles. I'm going to break the command block. We don't need to go up. And our slowness will go away in 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And you saw how it moved up slightly. Field of view is back to normal. Now the easiest way to copy large values like this is to click over with your cursor, hold Shift, Control, left click, and you will select your whole selector, which is what you're using to give the effect to. And now you'll notice I already have this one and this one. Now I've already picked block that. So now we just paste in our selector. I deleted it so quickly by clicking Control and then backspace. Now we come back over to here, get our last selector, second last selector, again, click this, Shift, Control, arrow, Control copy by pressing Control C, click done, come over to here, paste in this command block, click Control, backspace, and paste it in. And we have one last one, which is golden, click this, Control Shift, arrow, Control C, enter, paste this in by Control backspace, paste that in, enter, and now we just have to do a little bit more, which is editing the values of the slowness. So slowness, that's 1, 2. You'll notice I actually move ever so slightly forward, and that's just because I'm in a multiplayer server. And then this is 4. Now, this is the part where people start getting mad at you, because now you have to need to go through every single one to make sure your slowness is going up. So we have slowness 1, and I will just cut until we get to the next one. Now you'll notice I have my slowness and it's all working, so I'm going to disable the command blocks. Now if you're wondering why you move slower and you go faster, that's a pretty good question. But the reasoning behind that is actually pretty self-explanatory. Basically, if you're braking faster, we want to make it more difficult. So for it to be more difficult, you need to be able to get away slower, in which case the slowness is increased. And at the beginning's supposed to be sort of, oh, it's easy, if you lose, you're just really bad at Spleef. And then as it works up, having a golden pickaxe, here, let me go into survival just so you can see, you can break pretty quickly. And I'm probably going to end up giving you, I want to make it so it's not instant, but it's closer to instant. So I might make it after, once you switch over to iron pickaxe, you're going to get a haste effect too, just to make it even faster. Now remember, these are going to be unbreakable. At the moment they're not. We have to add all the tags on after. But like if I give myself haste 1, it's almost instant. Now I want to make it so you get haste 2. So is this haste 2? Now you might think, well, that's still not fast enough for you. In which case we are going to add a safety event just as a precaution. And what we're going to do for that is we are going to give you a golden pickaxe with efficiency 5. That is a guaranteed, and we're actually in 1 point. So we should still have this enchantment. And if I go into survival, you can see this. It's instant mine. I'll break those blocks so that we don't have too many items, which is perfect for us because we want a guarantee. Now you're not actually going to get slower. Slowness 6 is I don't think that's a level where you can't move anymore, but it does get pretty. That's slowness 7. So slowness 6 is this, and it is way too slow. Slowness 5 is trying to mess with me. Slowness 5 is this, which is still a movable speed. You can still move. If you jump, you can actually go pretty far, pretty fast, which is what most people do. So I'm not really too worried about being too slow, but I think we should definitely consider adding a fallback just in case. And now, how we're going to do that is actually where we have to go and edit one of our previous commands. So let's go. Now we want this to all look nice, so what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to label them. So wood, stone, iron, gold, and diamond. So wood, stone, iron, gold, diamond, or diamond, gold. Then we're actually going to move these back 1 block. And the reason for that is because we want all the command blocks to be the same, or in the same location. So we just copy this, copy this, copy this, copy this, copy this. Actually, I think I might have messed it up. This, 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 this. Remember, I'm holding control, so it saves all the data. Now we come over to here, copy this, and now we want it so at 2000. So we're going to add back in our top value. So score spleef timer equals 2000, and you have min of that. Now we did it in reverse order for all these, but that's okay. Now we're going to that's already copied. So if you are at 2000, you are going to get a golden pickaxe, and this is where it gets confusing. Now what we do is we add 1 0, 0 being for the data value, 1 being for the count, and damage value, data value. And what we need is we need efficiency. Now we do enchant square brackets around, and then we do, this is where you put it, so we want efficiency. The ID for efficiency is 32. You can look this all up on the Minecraft wiki. Then we do efficiency, and then we do level 10, because efficiency 5 is not good enough for us. So now we paste this in, we change this to API, and we hover over it, efficiency X. Okay, so yeah. And just so we know that it's efficiency, we're putting that. Now it's time to do the best part. Looking at the amazing builds. Now I want a spectator so we can get a cinematic view. Ooh, look at this poppy with the nice shading. That's actually really nice. Ooh, look at this. Diamond boots. So fancy. I don't know what else I made. I think that might be it. It's pretty good though. This face, very neutral. Oh, I want to go back like that. Very neutral. Cool. I love the... Where'd I just go? Oh, wow! This heart! Ooh. So why don't we just let him show us what he wants to show us? He can just fly around. We are now you. Potion. That's pretty nice. I believe that's health. Ladybug. Very cool. On the Pokeball. Now we have these great diamond boots. Right in between the glass, just to make the glass selection a little bit harder. The neutral face looks better from upside down. And I think that's it. Is that it? Yep. Can you do that again? That was funny. Yeah, he's shaking up and down, so that's funny. Okay. Well, that is pretty much it. I want to thank Smart Ninja Zero for joining me. Why can't I see myself? That is weird. Oh, there we go. I want to thank Smart Ninja Zero for joining me. Thank you so much. His channel will be in the description. So be sure to check it out if you like PvP. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you in another video. And if you want to see more of this map, then definitely leave that in the comments. If you have any suggestions of things we should do to make it better, yeah, definitely in suggestions or in comments. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Share, like, and that's it. Okay, bye.